How difficult is for you because you also are a writer, and you are part of the crew as an actress, and how that works? Because for me, it has to be so funny being locked down with the other writers and create something also for you.
Yeah, no, it's a really interesting balance trying to sort of be in the room because you're thinking as a writer of the wider story, but also as an actress, you're kind of, not wanting to sort of hog the pitching arena and be like, well, what about this for my character? Because especially for a first season, you know that there are certain stories and characters that need to be served. But I definitely, after a while, started to I guess gain more confidence in being able to go, actually, I think I would love to be able to do this with my character. And Greg was really great at allowing me to pivot. We had a very different direction. I think we were going with Adelola. And then I was like, I think I would like to, to set her apart from the other women. I'd like her to maybe be a little bit less ambitious, and maybe she's peaked at college and she's a little bit over it and she's just here to work, collect her paycheck and go home. And that sort of, once we sort of went in that direction, that informed things like her wardrobe, how she dressed, how she showed up. And it was amazing. We went for a very different version of her look. It was very beige and very corporate. And then, we got to give her pink, funky cowboy boots by the end of it, because that just sort of worked well with the character that we'd sort of developed. So it was real fun being able to navigate both worlds, because it meant I got to inform more of my character as an actor as well.
But I love how do you describe her. She's the smartest person in the room, but the laziest one.
Yeah, she's peaked. She's yeah, lazy, but she's tired of having to be the best.
The
When you come
burnout.
from a sort of, yeah, when you come from a diaspora and family, and it's
Yes.
immigrant and family mentality, it's like you're gonna do what we couldn't, you gotta do better. And I think at some point she's just like, no, I'm tired now. I'm this is enough. She's an accountant that keeps her family okay, that keeps them happy, but she doesn't want to do more until Ned Sampson shows up and comes with this dream for the paper. And I think slowly that starts to bring her into getting interested in something outside of her little bubble.
How wide is the door open for improvisation in this kind of show? Because it feels mockumentary, but also real. How open is that door for improvise?
I think it's pretty open. I think different people have different, ways. I know there are a lot of actors who really want to lean into the script, and the script is great. They're amazing writers in this show, and so there's some great stuff on the page. But then there are also actors who really enjoy sort of lifting things up and adding their own spice. And there's a real freedom to be able to improvise, and sometimes a necessity, because there'll be some
The
scenes where it's
comedians.
yeah, and just sometimes it'll just be the camera is on you and you got to kind of give something. So there is a lot of that in the space, and I think that allows it to feel looser as a documentary show.
You're an actress, you're right, and the show is being out for very very little time, and it's already announced season two. Did that
Yeah.
change your mindset? So like looking forward for what's next to create in both sides. You have to create as a character and evolve as a character,
Mm,
and you have to also evolve as a writer and
yeah.
create as a writer.
Yeah, so it's really exciting getting a second season, especially so early. Sometimes you can be waiting for that announcement
Exactly.
for ages. So it's really a lovely vote of confidence, that they're ready for us to come back and do this again. So I'm just really excited to get back in and work with writers and start getting a sense of what's season 2 is going to look like. So it's just all sort of anything is possible right now, for the second season, and that's one of the most exciting places to be as a creative. Like, this, like being a kid in a candy store. It's like, oh, which ones we want to put together. So yeah.
And I think it's a good feedback for all of you because coming with the pressure of the success that the office, both offices had, like coming with a show look alike, like from the same universe, and coming and people accepting it, and now with the success of second season, how that pressure worked with your mind previously? We watched the first episode.
Yeah, I didn't put any pressure of The Office on the paper, because it is a very different show, and my hope was always that audiences, especially those who loved The Office before, would come and receive it as its own thing with an open heart and mind. And once you do that and you start trying to go, you want it to be a sort of replica of what has come before, you start to realize, oh, this is something new and it's in the same universe. And so maybe it gives you some of those same funny, you know, those buzzy feelings that you had, but also you get to fall in love with the new set of people in a new world. And yes, you have Oscar, who's that thread that, and there's some Easter eggs and things like that there, but it's its own show and its own identity. And that I was certain that once people allowed themselves to kind of ride that wave of it being its own identity, that it was going to be, people were going to love it because it's so funny and it's so much.
I agree. Misola, thank you so much for your time and congratulations.
Thank you
Love it.
so much.
I have seen only 6 episodes and I'm hooked.
Oh, great.
But I know my time is up, but I love it because it's really that we have successful comedy shows this time. It's always action, horror, or other genre, but good comedy is hard to find.
Yeah, and we need to laugh these days. So yeah, no, it's great.
Have you read this paper? How do you think it compares to any other paper?
It sucks.
I'm curious about how you as an actress, your mind changed because this style of filming is kind of style mockumentary. Is any different request from you as an actress that you have to assess or any different tools? Because it's funny, but it's serious, and your character, I feel, is being bullied a lot by Esmeralda. Like, how do you draw that line between knowing it's mockumentary, but it's real for the characters, but it's funny, but it's dramatic, and you have to have a character on?
I think the safest bet for me is just trying to be honest. I'm, trying to really get into the head of Nicole doesn't want to be filmed necessarily. She's not comfortable being in front of the camera. So just playing that reality and being in the reality of she doesn't necessarily like her boss very much. And, when you're in the moment, I'm not trying to be funny or think about a bunch of things. I try to let all those thoughts go and just be in the moment and be honest.
When you feel that is funny, it is because you see it previously on the script, or it's because it's just something that you notice after everything is done. Like it's like a team effort, and then you see the result, and then you see why it was funny. But at the moment, do you feel it's funny, or do you just doing what you have to do?
The scripts are always funny, but as an actress, I try not to play the joke. I try to just play it like it's very real. But it's a team effort. It comes from the directing, the editing. It comes from Greg Daniels and Michael Coman and the writers writing really funny stuff and the way it's edited and post. So it's a team, it's a collaboration for sure.
Because I love what your character is not looking like she doesn't want to be in camera. She's always behind. But we kind of see it, and even in the episode 1, we found out that she was with a married man, and then the whole team, it's kind of on top of that situation. And your relationship with Esmeralda, how do you create that? Because I feel there's a kind of chemistry that it's kind of funny but also mean.
Yeah, I love working with Sabrina, and I love Sabrina in person. She's full of life. She's very loving. She's very expressive and honest. So loving her as a person makes it easy for us to play enemies because we have so much fun and we trust each other and we know it's pretend. So we have a lot of fun. Detrick is very talented and we spend a lot of time together on set. So, we're really good friends and I trust him as an actor. He's very talented. So also love working with him.
Even before the season ended, it was announced that you guys going to have a season 2. Yeah. How's that feel? How's that feeling of knowing that even before we as an audience have seen everything, you already are renewed for a new season?
Yeah, it's amazing. I can't wait. I was very pleasantly surprised. I feel very lucky, very blessed, and I don't know, all positive emotions.
The paper is in the Office universe. Even before, for me, I remember when I read about it, they want to create a show like this. I said, why? Why you want to create something when there's so many ideas. But then I watched the show and I understood why. Did you feel any pressure before the show came out, or during filming? Because the bar is super high with the office, with both offices, with the one from England and the one who was created in the USA. And now we're having this spin-off also from a two successful show. It was any kind of pressure of the team that you have to create something as good as?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of it is out of my control. I think I just learned to really trust Greg Daniels and Michael Coman. I think Greg Daniels had been really encouraged to do something in the same universe as The Office, but he wanted to wait, and he thought that the timing of it is really important. And me as, just an actress, like I just really want to trust him and trust his vision and his timing.